Hi everyone, I'm back. How y'all doing out there? I hope you're doing great. I hope this is making a difference for you. I will say that in every segment, and if it's not, I hope you've been informed by stuff that you've already known. Good for you. Good for you, because now you know for sure you're on target and you're getting this information from a professional, so you know that you're getting guided. And what I don't know, I will find out for you, because this is very important to me too. You know, growing up, like I had mentioned in early segments, I've always wanted long hair. And as I began to study this, I started working with my clients in my former salon. And one of the things that I achieved is growing their hair healthy, informing them on how to handle their hair, and making sure that when they came in the salon they were informed and using good products on their hair. The longest African American hair that I've grown was waist length, and the average length is about brow length. And this is starting from at least chin length, in some cases shorter. I remember having a woman in my chair and her hair had broken off. It was probably about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 inches. And I told her to give me a year and a half to work with her hair. And the transition, she committed. And she came in bi-weekly. And in a year and a half time, you know how time passes on. You get regular visits and you forget. And I reminded her a year and a half later, I said, remember where I told you to give me a year and a half to restore your hair. I said, now, you remember where your hair was. Now look at your hair. And her hair had achieved shoulder length, nice length. And she just looked at me and laughed, because she had forgotten the promise that I had made her. Usually I give people approximate times, and we work together as a team. So I consider us a team. I'm your coach, and I'm your person that you can come to empower you around your hair. And I'm on this journey with you as I'm learning different things about our hair. I'm here to inform you so that you're empowered, whether you're coming into a salon or not. Some of the things you will have to absolutely seek a professional. I recommend that over home hair use. But for those that are not in a position to pay for those different services, at least now you're informed about some things with your hair. So what I wanted to talk about today is trims. Now, I know a lot of you have a little myth about how often you should get your hair trimmed, but we talked about earlier about your hair being older as it gets down here. And as the hair gets older, it lives on your hair, on your head, approximately 2 to 5 years. And that's not all hair. It's different hair strands that replace. So you always have a replenishment of hair coming out if you're not having a problem with your hair or a medical condition. So on a normal basis, this is what's happening. The reason why you want to get a trim is because you want to make sure that those ends. Now, I know some of you have this myth about, oh, don't cut your hair, or your grandmama said don't cut your hair. Sister, get your hair trimmed. If you are trying to grow your hair, get your hair trimmed. Here's why. I told you the hair grows approximately an inch every 2 months. My recommendation is, if you are properly managing your hair, to at least get your hair trimmed every 3 months. Okay? So whether you're about to put your hair up in a transition of a weave or some other type of services where it's laying there dormant and getting receiving a rest, that's fine. But get your hair trimmed in between. A trim is different from a haircut. But if you don't get your hair trimmed in the proper time, you will have to receive a haircut if you plan to replenish this hair and keep it growing down your shaft. Now, approximately 1/8 of an inch or 1/2 inch is a good trim if you've been managing your hair on a regular basis. Every 3 months, a good trim is fine. If you're trying to maintain a haircut, it could be early as 6 weeks. And if you're trying to grow your hair, you want to do it approximately anywhere from 2.5 to 3 months. And here's why. Trimming off those bad ends, the combing, the styling, it's unavoidable. Even if you're getting ready to put your hair up in a weave, get those ends trimmed before you put it up, so you don't have a tangling or matting problem when you take the weaves out. We're going to talk about that in some other segment. It plays a great important part in keeping your hair healthy. And again, once your hair achieves the length that you want it to achieve, You want to have that hair be as healthy as possible, especially this hair down here. This is the hair that is at its weakest state. It's been on your head for the longest. We really want to give it some TLC, and one of that TLC is getting those hairs trimmed properly on time so that you don't have to receive the haircut that you're afraid of getting. Okay? So just a little bit about that, and I'll be talking with you more about other things. I hope that's made a difference for you, and I hope that you're not afraid to get your hair trimmed, because as your hair grows, in the approximate time that we had talked about in the past, you know, the lengths that you want to achieve with your hair, you want to make sure that that length of time that I've given you is with an incorporation of trims. Okay, now if you're not trimming it, you can't achieve this result, because the hair will give out, it will thin out, it will look fine on the bottom and thicken the roots. And at that point, we're talking about a haircut. So while we're going to do this and make this investment in time, you want to make sure, along with the conditioning, that you're getting your hair trimmed properly. 2 key factors into achieving that healthy, lengthy hair. So stay tuned. There's more to come. All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.